all know how skincare is important for our skin to be healthy, vibrant, and overall to look good. But how well do we actually know our skin? Today we're going to talk about the different layers so we can get to know it better. After all, you know what they say, knowledge is power. Hey guys, my name is Bahar and I'm excited about sharing my knowledge and personal experiences about skincare with you. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you too can join our community. Before getting into each layer's function, let's talk about how many layers there are to begin with. From the outmost layer to the deepest, we have three. Your epidermis, your dermis, and your hypodermis. In the beginning, let's talk about the deepest layer of your skin, hypodermis. Now, this is the layer that contains your fat, the exact fat that most of us are trying to get rid of. But this layer, along with the fat, has a lot of functions for your body. It is a very good energy source. It protects you from outer harm such as impacts, and it also connects your dermis to bones and muscles. There is no reason why you should try to contact this layer of your skin at home by yourself. Don't do it. This is a layer that only doctors and professionals should, well, be in contact with. You have no reason to contact it, so don't do it. The most reason that you should be in contact with this is for a hypodermic injection. Other than that, don't do it. Don't touch it. No. Your next layer, your dermis. Now, this is the thickest layer in your skin, and it contains proteins such as elastin and collagen, the very proteins that give that bouncy look to your skin. It also has nerves, blood vessels, lymphatics, pilosebaceous units where your hair follicles lie. It also has sweat glands and sebaceous glands, which produce the sebum that you see on your skin, which aka is the oil on your skin. Now, again, this is a layer that you should not try to reach under any circumstances. Because of the blood vessels and the nerves in this layer, you can cause irreversible changes, damages, and you don't want that. I remember when I was trying to get my degree in becoming an esthetician, or as we like to call it, skincare therapist, the dermatologist that was teaching our classes kept on telling us that under any circumstances, we should not try to reach this layer, because even if one very small thing went wrong, it would be 100% on us. And 3 years later, I cannot get her voice out of my head. So I did not try to reach the dermis at all, and you shouldn't either. If you want to do things like Botox or any other procedure that will affect this layer, do it with a dermatologist. Chemical peels have become very popular lately, and there are some that you can get over the counter, but there are some that you only should do in a dermatologist's office. Why? Some of them work by completely destroying your outer layer, and if it reaches your dermis, it can cause irreversible changes and damages, which I'm sure no one wants. So if you don't want those changes, don't do a chemical peel that strong at home by yourself, because, well, they completely obliterate your epidermis. I cannot stress this enough. It obliterates your outer layer. So do it at a dermatologist's office. Trust me, it's way less risky. Your last and outermost layer of your skin is your epidermis. Your epidermis has a lot of functions, such as keeping your skin hydrated, protecting you from outer stressors such as bacteria, and it also has melanin, the very thing that, well, determines the color of your skin, also the color of your hair. Now, this is where it gets a bit tricky and a little bit medical. Your epidermis has 5 sublayers, from the deepest to the outer layer, sublayer, of your epidermis, starting from stratum basali, stratum spinosum, stratum gronalism, stratum lucidum, and stratum corneum. Now, we're going to talk about each sublayer and what they do for your skin. Starting from the deepest sublayer, your stratum basali. This sublayer is actually separated from the dermis by a basement membrane, and fun fact, it's where new skin cells come from. Well, not completely true, but your basali contains stem cells that do regenerate these said skin cells, and it is very, very crucial. These said cells go through a process called keratinization, and they go through all 5 sublayers in order to reach the surface. It takes 14 days for these stem cells to become stratum gronalism cells, and another 14 days for them to reach the surface, replace the old skin, and for the old skin to shed. If you haven't guessed already, I just, explained your skin cell turnover in a very basic way. And as you have noticed, it takes almost a whole month for this process to, be completed. This is why we suggest you guys exfoliate your skin at least 2 times a week, because it does help with your skin cell turnover. Your basali layer also has keratinocyte stem cells, which produces the protein keratin. Keratin forms your nails, your hair, and the outer layer of your skin. Also, if you have paid attention to the shells of bugs such as beetles and, cockroaches, I'm not a big fan, their shells are also made of keratin, but obviously in a very higher concentration, and there is more keratin in their shells rather than in our bodies. Also, our basali layer has melanocytes, which are responsible for the production of melanin, which I did mention earlier, are responsible for the color of our hair and of our skin. Next, your stratum spinosum, which is also known as the prickle layer. It contains 8 to 10 layers of cells, and it's where keratinization is also started. It also has Langerhans cells, which, if you don't know, is an immunity system unit which determines the appropriate approach for when you have, for example, a skin infection. So it's very important for your skin. Next, your stratum gronalism. This layer contains 3 to 5 layers of cells that have migrated from your stratum spinosum, and they lose their center in this layer, or in more simple words, they die. A lot of things happen in this layer. For example, your keratin proteins and lipids come together to make a lot of the cells that, are responsible for the protection of your skin barrier. Next, your stratum lucidum. Now, this layer only exists on the palm of your hands and on the bottom of your feet because they experience more friction, so they need more protection. The reason for them, being on these parts of your body is they reduce the friction between your stratum gronalism and your stratum corneum, so you don't experience any, boo-boos on these parts. And finally, your last sublayer is your stratum corneum. The cells in this layer are all flattened out, and they are, dead. They contain mostly keratin, which has a vital responsibility in, providing protection for your skin. And, if you haven't guessed already, your stratum corneum equals to your moisture barrier. Your moisture barrier has a very big responsibility in protecting your skin from outer chemicals, which, protects the living cells underneath them. It is crucial for cell regeneration, and it, protects your skin from things like chemicals, bacteria, parasites, or any other toxins that try to get into your skin. And it also keeps your skin hydrated, so it's a very important part in your skin. And when we say don't, disrupt your moisture barrier, this is the layer that we're talking about. This is why I talked about skin layers, so I could get to this part. you know which layer you're dealing with, you know what you're doing to your skin, and well, you can protect it better by knowing your skin better. Like I said in the beginning of the video, knowledge is power. I hope this video was helpful in you knowing your skin better so you can take better care of it. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a new video.